Greetings. Don't forget to hit the bell for all notifications if you haven't done so already. Yesterday I found an article about research conducted among viewers of video hosting sites, and it turned out that people with a high level of intelligence and high self-esteem comment and like videos. A low level does not allow a person to show even the slightest gesture of gratitude. So it goes. Now it's much more convenient for me to track the statistics of the channel, and it's easier for you to understand what you are capable of. Well, now to the topic. Go! More recently, just the other day, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration confirmed that mermaids actually exist and live in water bodies around the world. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration published a report titled Convincing Evidence for the Existence of Aquatic Humanoids. According to agency experts, magical women, the first mention of which are found in cave paintings made at the end of the Paleolithic, Stone Age, about 30,000 years ago, when modern people began to swim in the sea, do exist and live in all the oceans of the world. Animal Planet TV channel recently released a special film called Mermaids, Body Found, which also proves the existence of mermaids. NOAA spokeswoman Sandy Nixon told Weekly World News that at least 65 experts who study mermaids have gathered in Tahiti to study all known data on these inhabitants of the deep sea. As a result, they concluded that a human fish-tailed hybrid lives among us. Experts say most mermaids live in the warm waters of the Caribbean and the Mediterranean, but they have also been sighted in the Pacific Ocean and the South Atlantic. According to WWN, 7 mermaids have recently been captured by the US government and are all kept in an aquarium where they are being studied. The location of the aquarium is hidden by the government. I stumbled upon such a message on the internet and remembered that even as a child I was haunted by Melusines. Do you know who it is? I'll show you. But first, let's deal with mermaids. Everyone knows who they are, right? As a rule, mermaids are depicted as women with a fish tail. Rarely does anyone mention males in this species, and everyone, without exception, is overcome by the question, how do these girls reproduce? Spitting or spawning? It seems that mermaids, nymphs, sirens and other human fish are very far in their physiological, sociological and psychological development in comparison with a man who walks upright. But this is only at first glance. Yes, the mermaids that cartoons draw are completely stupid and not adapted to survival outside the ocean. I'll show you other mermaids. These are. There is a very old legend, which says that at the beginning of the 15th century, a certain Raymondin, nephew of Aymer, Count of Poitiers, accidentally killed his uncle while hunting. Hiding from persecution, he met in the forest with the beautiful Melusina, the daughter of the Albanian king Ilinas, who offered him her hand and heart, but on the condition that on Saturdays her husband should not know what she was doing. Raymondin agreed, and the bride taught him how to acquire by cunning a large area of independent land, and, becoming his wife, with her wealth, intelligence and wonderful knowledge helped him become a powerful sovereign. Melusina gave birth to her husband 8 sons, and everything would be fine if not for the envious brother of Raymondin, who aroused in him suspicions about Melusina's marital fidelity. Raymondin ventured to peep what his wife was doing on Saturdays. Through a hole in the wall, he saw her floating in the form of a half-snake, half-fish, a woman with 2 tails, was deeply upset for her, but, convinced of her innocence, he thought to hide his grief and his misdeed. In general, his wife forgave him, but in the end she left him anyway. The clan of Melusina and the king lives on Earth to this day. A legend is a legend, but in light of recent events and statements made by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, it no longer seems so incredible. Let's now compare the 2 hypotheses of the origin of man through evolution. What we have: 2 species, primates and newly minted fish, Melusines or mermaids. Outwardly, it would seem that both are suitable, but when compared visually, monkeys no longer seem to be such close relatives to humans as mermaids. Debatable of course, but this is a subjective opinion, you do not have to accept it. Next, on reproduction. A person is born absolutely helpless, naked, unable to immediately stand on his feet, like other animals, But what can absolutely all babies do, and they do not need to be taught this? That's right, swim. Don't you think this is a little strange? Plus, as they grow older, a person has all sorts of problems with the musculoskeletal system. But various water procedures, on the contrary, strengthen all sorts of human parts. Gravity, frankly, is not the best way to affect a person. But again, this is subjective. You don't need to believe, there is no truth. Remember, right? Now, if we considered a mermaid as artists and science fiction writers painted, then it would hardly fit a person as an ancestor. Humans are definitely not fish. But if all the differences in these ladies are only in the structure of the lower limbs, and there are also 2 of them, at least, then the benefits from them in terms of reproduction are significantly increased, since the reproductive organs have not changed in any way. Look what they dug up in the excavations. Well, the most interesting thing, I'll show you such a map. Previously, maps were very detailed, everything was drawn, right down to the inhabitants of the territories. Along with the traced inhabitants of the land, there are also inhabitants of the sea. See for yourself. If interested, I will make a detailed analysis of this map. She definitely deserves attention. If someone hides a story, if it is necessary for someone who is interested in it, then there is something in it that you can open again. Because you can only hide, rewrite and again hide between the lines, but you cannot completely destroy. It is impossible, the laws of the universe do not allow it. And even if you cannot find what is hidden in this world, your deep memory is endless. Remember who you are. Take care of yourself, Ray. Love you.